Alright, my dudes, I thought I would do a quick video to discuss this movie that Orby sent to me. It's called 9 Days. It's basically, the best way to describe it would be like the movie Pixar Soul, but for adults. I mean, I would say that Soul is much, much better, but a lot of the appeal from this movie comes from the pre-birth stage. This is the stage before your incarnation, from I guess an unindividuated soul from the higher planes, whatever, and then you come and manifest into basically, your mother's womb, whatever. I could talk a little bit more about that, but I do want to play this trailer a little bit. I can't do a full breakdown because this is owned by Sony, but this is basically the movie.
You are being.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good depiction of the astral plane itself. Actually, the construction of the astral plane isn't very much like this world. It's like, if you notice, things are more barren. The structures are based on whoever occupies that area or thought. The astral plane and then this plane, it's very different. I mean, I do have to review this book again, Tibetan Book of the Dead. But the Buddhaverse of Shakyamuni is very unique. It's considered a Buddhaverse for a reason because it's very balanced. Like, Malkuth, our existence onto this plane, it may be lower density, but because of its lower density, it allows for extreme cessations. Like, I would say that the reason why it's called the Buddhaverse of Shakyamuni is because of duality, and duality causes separation, which causes you to have certain interactions. Like in the other planes outside of this plane, you're not really separated, and that's the most important thing. And then it's the separation that keeps things in a certain way, like male, female, hot, cold, pain, pleasure, good and evil, light and darkness. That's the main theme of the Buddhaverse of Shakyamuni. Like, even when I read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, by the English translation by Robert Thurman, these Tibetan lamas, they would brag about how they would constantly come back here on the 7th, 8th, 10th, whatever go around, because they understood that this place, because of its laser-like focus, allows you to grow on an individual soul level, far beyond even other Buddhaverses. But I mean, having said that, I mean, they constantly try to come back, and then afterwards, I mean, the commies got them, and then they're crying about it, and then I mean, look, this place is what it is. I mean, my people, I mean, we've suffered through this enough already. Yeah, but I'll talk a little bit more about this. Yeah, but this is the trailer.
Considered for the amazing opportunity of life.
Yeah, the amazing opportunity of life. Like, I would say that in the outer planes, that's not here. I mean, this plane, this realm, has very specific rules, especially with the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the linearity of time, karmic causality. That's one of the rules of the game. Like, if you review the Kybalion, all is of the mental, that's rule number 1, but that's only rule number 1. Rule number 2 is like causality, this linearity of time that shifts off into a rotating cyclical pattern that goes over time against the yugas of the ages. There's other things, correspondency, there's law of gender, negativity, positivity. There's a bunch of rules, but in general, this gift of life, it truly is, quote unquote gift. Like when I talk about stuff on my channel, I always seem very negative about life in general because of the aspect of suffering, which is very true. Most people ignore it. But I mean, would I say that life is worth living, like in the movie Soul? I would say yes, with a heavy grain of salt. All right. It's literally the story of Disney Realm. But I could talk more about Disney Realm a little bit. Look, if people aren't aware of my theory of Disney Realm, look, everyone in the universe has heard of Disney Realm, alright? Or the game of Dharma of Disney Realm on Earth. You know, Mickey Mouse, he is the circus master. Everyone has heard of, you know, Disney World, Disney Realm. They want to come here, but what they don't get told about Disney Realm is the carnality of the suffering, the unfairness of it all, the laws of different power dynamics, which causes a shift of an imbalance. No one tells you that the Disney cast members are like college intern slaves. No one tells you that all the food's super expensive and you'll be working the entire year just to get 2 weeks off to enjoy vacation in Disney Realm. No one tells you all the nitty gritty of things. Everyone just hears Disney Realm and they just want to come here and have an experience of life in Disney Realm on Earth. But for the most part, it's very Schopenhauer-y. There's very few periods of actual enjoyment, and a lot of it is actually drudgery, banality, or suffering. But through that, you're supposed to actually appreciate your experience here as much as you can, but everyone's in their own special situation. Like for me, for example, I mean, I am in a more unique situation where my suffering is much more intense. But, you know, you pretty much get over it to the point once you realize what life is or what Disney Realm is. So. Yeah, I mean, this is basically like a highlight reel.
If you are selected, you will have the chance to be born in a fruitful environment where you can grow, develop.
Yeah, dude, I've heard this like 1,000 times. Like, if you read any of the ancient books, or you couldn't even read just like Madame Blavatsky's, where she talks about the reason why the spirit incarnates here is through karmic will of wants and desires of the fascination of the soul. If you read Manly P. Hall, he says that you are basically an unindividuated soul, a piece of a fractal of the supreme consciousness, whatever, and it falls into the state of the material world in order to experience through life and suffering and joy and happiness, whatever. And through that, the personality of the angel is individuated by a name. That's why in this movie, these souls, whatever, don't have names, and the main character who has lived gives them names. So, but there's a whole process to this. I mean, I've heard about this like 1,000 times. Like, I always say that you were basically an angel stripped from heaven, but you had no identity, no nothing, or your personality is very baseline, benign, and then you come into Earth to experience life through playing with other souls that incarnate here through this VR video game called Earth. But I mean, there is heavy caveats here. Like you know, people, they want to focus a lot on these childish things or teenage like dreams or aspirations, and they never focus on the true drudgery of what an adult should focus on, as well as the little things in life. But I mean, would I say it's suffering? Yes. Like, you actually have an early phase in your life where responsibility is less, so you can enjoy it easier. But then the real world kicks in, and then it becomes, because of the system in place, it becomes basically a factory line, spit, put them in, spit them out. I mean, things are much more nuanced. So,
and accomplish.
Am I dead?
I wouldn't say you're alive or dead. Are you the boss? I would say a cog in the wheel.
Yeah, he's just someone who evaluates these people to see if they should be given the opportunity to exist. And the reason why he's so hesitant of picking people and picky is because a lot of these spirits aren't actually ready. Like, some of them don't take it seriously. Some of them just don't understand what life is, and they just think it's all happy sometime fun camp. And then and look, I mean, you can watch this movie whatever you want. I mean, but this is a very boring, slow movie to be honest. Like, the only person who made it was a guy who understood the true carnality of the world. Like he said, like, I mean, it comes up in a little bit, but yeah.
How long is this process?
If you make it until the end, 9 days.
Yeah. 9 days is always a completion of it. So.
Your senses will become unbearably sharper and stronger. It's your new...
Yeah, your senses become unbearably sharper, stronger. Your sensations of everything becomes magnified 1,000 times. The conditioning of time, it's very important. It allows you to want to do things, to put things into motion and have things set up in a certain way. So, yeah.
Beginning, you'll never remember me or anything else that happened in this place, but you still be you.
Yeah, you'll still always be you. This is like the essence of the soul. So even like this essence carries over. It's like from the quote-unquote higher self. Even if you are a baby and you forget your previous life at the age of 5, this essence that is you, it carries over for you from the rest of your life. Like how I am, even in my thought process at the deepest levels, it's pretty much since I was like from like as young as I can remember, like even before I was 5 or 7. I always have this goofy personality. I'm always deep, somber, reflective. Yeah, this part of you is the essence of the soul that carries over through incarnations. I mean, that's the whole point of the growth of the soul as it incarnates into physical form.
Every single day, someone hurts someone else. Every single day, someone takes someone else's life.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, every single day, I mean, this place is a goddamn, it's a Hunger Games wasteland. You really want to get down to it, but a lot of people turn a blind eye towards the suffering of the world, so.
Why are you focusing on that?
Why are you not focusing on that?
You've been here a few days, but you've lived every second.
Hold on.
Are you afraid?
Alright, my dudes, we're back. I mean, what more can I expect from, this Matrix universe, whatever. I'm trying to give people my evaluation on whether or not life is worth living. And then I get interrupted by my agent smithing sister. So, I mean, this happens all the time. Okay, so, yeah, I guess we could still talk a little bit about this, but,
You've lived every second.
Okay, but yeah, you guys pretty much get the gist. This is basically the story of a guy who has lived before. But I mean, I wouldn't say that he is the best character to judge whether or not people should be able to live or not, because he's actually quite neurotic. He has tendencies. His soul is too soft, and he's too much of a simp, to be honest. I mean, he gets hung up the entire movie because some girl died, even though she was gonna go to her concerto practice and play the violin. I mean, people should understand that, that life is just as beautiful as death is, but the problem with most people is their inability to appreciate the beauty of death and the celebration of life itself. That's what I found out, okay? Like, for some reason, the universe won't let me leave, I swear to God. I mean, I've just recovered recently from some major problems. But I mean, like, I've faced death like tons of times, and then they just won't let me leave. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I remember the most recent close encounter with death was I was sitting shotgun, I got T-boned by a truck, and then I didn't get a scratch on me. Like, I swear to God. Okay, yeah. Yep, and in general, yeah, I mean, this whole story is of, it's what I've always heard, like, why a soul comes in here to incarnate anyways. There's very specific rules. I haven't talked much about the rules of, the soul contract of incarnation. That's more Robert Monroe stuff from Far Journeys, where you agree to come in here on certain conditionalities. A lot of these conditionalities is based on, like, physics, causality, time. I've heard from other sources, like a lot of these people who have near-death experiences, or they actually go to an out-of-body state and then actually meet their quote-unquote soul guides or spirits, whatever. And then they basically, it's literally like the movie Soul, like these Jerrys and Terrys. They have like a whole sheet that tells them like why they wanted to incarnate, for what reason, blah, blah, blah. And there's a bunch of stuff like that, but what a lot of people don't get told is like the finer details about the situation that they're incarnating into. Like, a lot of people, they come into this world and they they have a very doughy-eyed view about what is going on. I mean, that's what you see with these normies or NPCs. Like, when I look at this world of how it actually is, it's basically you get a thin veneer called Disney Realm, all right? And then basically this is your predicament, okay? It's iPad Goat. You incarnated here, and then you got hypnotized as a goat thingy trapped in a body. Woo, woo. But I love iPad Goat. Oh, look. If someone told me that I was coming into this world, this world. I mean, no one tells you a straight deal, okay? No one told me there'd be disembodied spirits or ghosts or poltergeist or demons, whatever, that basically attaches onto people who are spiritually or psychically aware, and then you get called a paranoid schizophrenic because you can actually hear the demons, and then no one tells you how to deal with them. And in the world that you exist, because of its materialistic, scientific, atheistic viewpoint, no one can really help you with these things. Like, I remember, growing up, like, seeing, like, goddamn, like, ghosts and demons and shit. Like, I remember when if you watch my episode, Pink Elephant and Prisoners of Earth, I mean, I was goddamn meeting super archons thing. No one told me that this place is like a middle bridging area and then other realities sit on top of it, and the souls that lost the game of Dharma or whatever, or have to wait in cycling limbo in the astral state, can come still mess with people or new souls here. I mean that's kind of crazy if you really think about it. Like no one told me archons existed, or aeons. I mean, aeons, they interfere just as much, and then sometimes the cycles, certain things just need to happen out a certain way, and then I feel like that you come into this place and you get interfered with a lot, like whether it's from like even on the track on which you were like born, or the hospital system, or you basically getting brainwashed from kindergarten to high school. I mean, I had to basically unlearn a lot of stuff once I hit the real world in my 20s, work a normal job, and then through that suffering and just mulling around, that's when I really grew up and identified myself as an adult. And then there are events in the world that happens which has a direct causation upon your life. Like, especially right now, the Voldemort disease and the Omicron, and like them making you wear a mask, or people trying to force a magical elixir on you. I mean, I'm sorry, I did not sign up for this. I mean, did anyone sign up for this? No. I mean, this place, it's run by like these crazy psychopaths and elites, and then there are stranger things beyond them. Like when I tell you that we live in like a day-lived situation based on loosh extraction and coercion through frequencies of the black monolith right in front of your face. I mean, like what is this? I mean, can't I just live in a normal world? Like where I can just go to the beach and no one bothers me? Like, but no, we live in this world, okay? Okay, I'm just illustrating to you that this is what you basically incarnate into, right? Whether you realize it or not. Okay, yeah, see these clowns, they do world stage shit. Plot 11. Okay, you're basically Alice. I mean, it's I mean, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, so I might just stop. But yeah, you're basically Atlas. Your incarnation soul will is basically, it is the soul, and it becomes like a fruit that everyone wants. Okay, goes back to the. Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Okay, and then that's basically the story of your awakening or your enlightenment. Like I would say that a lot of life is to chill out, relax, find out what you're going to do for yourself, enjoy your time with your friends and family. Try to avoid the hurdles of what is the most dangerous thing around you, which is other people. I mean, other people are much more dangerous than even like lions and wolves. Like, it's very unfortunate that even these souls that incarnate into here and then they get corrupted through their animality and in their unreasonable wants and desires. I am the type of person that would never, kill someone or do the R word or do stuff to me which is just, it's anti of the spirit. But a lot of people are willing to do it because of their incarnation into this human manifestation. Like the human manifestation is an imperfect form. It was created by the gods, or you want to call them the angels of the Elohim or the Anunnaki, whatever. This incarnation of the flesh, it is a bridge between, it's a bridge between the animal, the man, and the eternal being, really. And then our goal really is our descent from the eternality of, light into that of the flesh of man. And man is the bridge, and we're supposed to overcome our lower 3 chakra instincts, which is that of the animal. But if you notice, everyone these days are very lower 3 chakra. They only care about food, drinking, fighting, sex, or money for materialistic things. Their heart has been corrupted, or only for selfish reasons. And no one cares about upper 3 chakra things anyways, or if they do, they get stuck upon that, and then they can never actualize their soul to reach a state of what they should be reaching, which is, enlightenment through the experience of the human experience. Like, I spent a lot of my time talking to people, especially last year, reconciling through their problems, their tragedies, clearing out their neuroses, and trying to get them to move along. Like a lot of people, they get dumbfounded when they realize how things really work here, and then the nightmare situation. And even to this day, I mean, a lot of people, they still get hung up on a lot of stuff, especially with the Voldemort disease, Omicron. I mean, I view this as basically some sort of clown show, sideshow entertainment that the system does. It's not fair. And no one said that this place is very fair, or well, actually they did. They said that this place is a neutral realm. But I mean, this place has been hijacked from what its original intention should be, which is the this soul maturation process. Like Earth is supposed to be a learning school for the progression of humanity. I mean, I feel like a lot of what this place used to be has been perverted, especially post 9/11, and that a lot of things just aren't as intended as they're meant to be. And if that is the case, then you should just, you know, live out life the best you can. You know, chill with your family and friends, and try not to worry too much about, you know, the happy fun time camps, unless you're in Australia. I mean, like, having said that, I mean, it's truly horrific, the carnality. This carnality has existed even before the modern era. Like, you want to look at a more atrocious time, that'd be like World War II, World War One. We can go back to like the older medieval periods where people were slicing and dicing each other up. I mean, in the modern era, we've actually existed. We've had a longer period of peace, but eventually that peace is coming to a head as this shifting over of this world moves over to power dynamics that is really beyond the control of most people. But, you know, having said that, I mean, would I say that life is worth living? I would still say yes, all right, for the experience of this. Like, but would I come back here, like in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, where you can choose your incarnations, come back here, or do the trap of the Bodhisattva, and then I need to help everyone else get along? No, all right, we all have our individual journey, and then it's not you're not obligated to come back here. From everything that I've seen, I will never come back here. But would I say that this experience was worth it? I would absolutely say yes. I just, you know, I'm actually glad I got sold a bill of goods, all right? Because then I recognized that Mickey is a trickster, is a huckster, all right? And because of that, I'm not going to give this place a good review. I mean, that's all that there's to it. Okay, whatever, dude. I mean, I'm just dragging on, talking about random stuff. But this is stuff I talked about before. So, but if you would like, you should watch 9 Days. But I'll say it again. Soul is a better movie. Okay, whatever, dude. So, I don't know. Maybe I can talk about more other stuff. But I am still recovering and trying to get better. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.